Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's lesson. So today we're going to look at something called question forms. I'm Mrs. Swart, and I'll be taking you through the lesson. So usually when we think of anything like question, then we think of question words. But what is the difference between question forms and question words? Very simply, your question words are things like who, what, when, where, why, all of those words that are asking you something, and other forms of questions as well. And I will refer to the three little pigs again today, just to assist you in a story that we all know pretty well. When we think of question forms, we're talking about meeting our cognitive demands. Those of you who aren't quite sure what that is, just think of, we always refer to Barrett's taxonomy. We have different levels, and the different levels show us whether a question is difficult or not. And that is what your question words are. Now, if you know about these levels, you're going to find it so easy to answer. Because when we look at our level 1 and 2 questions, that's 40% of the total of your comprehension or any other part of your paper. Now, realistically, this is something we should all get. You see, that's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's the easy part. It's something you just have to go and find in your passage if we're talking comprehension. Your level 3, it's a total also 40%, so it'll be 4 out of 10 if it's worth 30 marks. Oh, no, I'm lying, 10 marks. My goodness, my mathematics is bad. Luckily, you have specialists for that. But anyway, so it's 4 out of 10 for your level 1 and 2, 4 out of 10 for your level 3. And then your more difficult questions, your level 4 and 5 is only 20%. And let's have a look at how these are. But I want you to remember something, that your quiz at the end is going to be based on the slides. So let's look what this is telling us. When we look at level 1 and 2 questions, level 1's literal. It's the information in the text. That means with level 1 and 2, you will find the answers in the text. It's like lifting. You go and you look and you find there's the answer. Things like name the, let's think of the three little pigs. Name or list the material the three little pigs used to build their houses. Now, remember one thing here. You cannot go on prior knowledge. So you're going to take your story or your comprehension you're given, and you're going to find the information in there. It doesn't matter what else you know about the topic. That isn't what counts here. It's about, if it's comprehension, you have to figure out everything from the comprehension passage and not your version of the story. It could also be something like describe the wolf, but then a description would be given there where they would say he was a big bad wolf with viciously long teeth, sharp teeth, and a very mean looking face with mean eyes, things like that. So you will find the information in there. Your reorganization would be things like asking you to state the differences between the pigs' houses. And that information would be there. You'd know the one was sticks, the one was straw, and the one was bricks, because it would be in the passage. So remember that our level 1 and 2, the forms of questions here that we're speaking of, are your level 1 and 2. And those would be the easy ones that you're going to find in the passage. You won't even need the magnifying glass like the guy on the picture. Okay, then your level 3. Inference sounds so difficult, but you know what it is? It's telling you to figure it out. You get the clues and you figure out what it's about. So when you see, for instance, I'm just looking around if I have a textbook close at hand, you get something and they have a textbook and they tell you, what is the writer's intention with the textbook? To educate. So we look at things like, you can see all those people are thinking very carefully. Explain the main idea, or what is the writer's intention. Now, to explain the main idea, you can't just lift. You have to tell what it is. You can't just lift and say, there, I've explained, because you haven't explained anything. If I tell you explain what a hot day is, you could tell me that you're standing outside in the sun, there's not a tree in sight, and the sun is baking down on you, and you are getting so hot, and that is a hot, sunny day. So it could be something like, what do you think is the writer's intention with the comparison between the pigs? What do you think the writer would be trying to do there? He's trying to show you there are different materials, or they make different choices. And what's the comparison? Why is he given a comparison maybe between the pigs and the wolf? To show that the pigs are good, the wolf is bad, good always overcomes evil. That could be a moral lesson, but it could be something simple, like just about attitudes in life. Your level 4 is your evaluation. That is where you make judgments about the value or the worth of something. Do you think that? Or discuss critically. Do you think that the pigs acted sensibly in their choice of material? You might say, the guy who chose the sticks was stupid because it wouldn't be able to stand up against the wolf. Yeah, you can't use prior knowledge. And remember, your opinion can be wrong. Why? Because you have to respond with what you learn from the text. So you can't go and say, I just think it's not right. I just think it's not fair. I think sticks are stupid. I think sticks look better than bricks. So I like the stick house. You can't give an opinion like that. You have to base it on the text. So you form an opinion not from what you already know of the story, but what you are presented with. Remember that. So you might get a topic that you know a lot about, but they're not asking you general knowledge. They're asking you on the topic that's been shared with you. Then your level 5, that's appreciation. You assess the impact of the text. Now, this one is quite interesting. It could be things, discuss your response, comment on the writer's use of language. Lovely one. Critically comment on the effectiveness of, for instance, the figure of speech. And I've used the big bad wolf. It's alliteration. If you have to comment on the effectiveness of it, what you're asking, does it work? Why does it work? Yeah, I've said the alliteration, the big bad wolf. It's a sound device. It works because it's got a explosive bass sound. And what does that do? It's emphasizing the aggression and the evil nature of the wolf. The reader now knows and doesn't doubt that the pigs are in serious danger because the text has told us he's a big, bad wolf. And you hear the bah, bah, big, bad wolf. So there you see just how easy it is to explain something you thought you didn't know. Now you see you do know. It's as simple as that. Now what I want you to do is, remember, practice makes perfect. You go and you complete the quiz and make sure in the quiz that you refer back to these slides, because that is going to help you sure that you get this right. And you can also join the quiz or complete the quiz by using the QR form. There you are. And I wish you a wonderful afternoon. And thank you for joining me today.